403,000. And it's not just the ratings that were in the pooper, attendance was clogging the drain. Ratings for Game 1 have got to be disappointing for Kat Engelbert in the WNBA front office.
Did you catch the Aces versus Liberty game? Only 929,000 people did. Now, that might sound like a lot, but get this. When Caitlin Clark was playing, over 1.8 million fans were glued to their screens. The difference is insane. So, what's the deal? Is the WNBA too dependent on one player, or is there more to this ratings mess? You know what's even crazier? Since Clark got eliminated, the WNBA's viewership dropped by 50%. That's not just a small dip, it's a full-on ratings collapse. But here's the thing. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark. It's a sign of something much bigger going on with the league. Let's talk about what this means for the WNBA. They're at a crossroads right now. Can they bounce back from this ratings disaster, or are they in serious trouble? The league needs to figure out how to keep fans watching, even when their biggest stars aren't on the court. If they don't, who knows what could happen? The WNBA's future might be on the line here, and that's no joke. The WNBA's in trouble, but hold up, there's a plot twist. One player is flipping the script so hard, it's got everyone's head spinning. Caitlin Clark isn't just good, she's redefining what it means to be a star in this league. But here's the million-dollar question. Can the WNBA survive without her? Let's talk numbers for a second. Clark's first playoff game? 1.84 million viewers. Her second? A whopping 2.54 million. That's not just good, that's game-changing.
Caitlin Clark drew 1.8 million viewers on ABC. It was the most watched playoff game since Game 2, the most dominant team in the league. They can't draw 500,000 viewers for a playoff game.
She turned the Indiana Fever into the WNBA's hottest ticket, consistently pulling in over 1 million viewers. It's like she's got some kind of magic touch, but it's not just about the numbers. Clark's got this electric style of play that's got everyone buzzing. She's not just attracting die-hard basketball fans, she's pulling in people who've never watched a WNBA game in their life. It's like she's building a bridge between casual viewers and the hardcore fans. Now here's where things get dicey. Take Clark off the court, and suddenly those viewer numbers are falling faster than a badly thrown pass. We're talking games struggling to hit 400,000 viewers. That's less than half of what Clark brings in. It's like the air gets sucked out of the room when she's not playing. Clark's not just a player, she's a cultural phenomenon. She's making women's basketball cool in a way it's never been before. Her teammate Kelsey Mitchell said it best. I think the reality of it is that I don't think people would know without Clark. She's done an unbelievable job of bringing her own fans and people that support her. But here's the thing. Clark's success is a double-edged sword for the WNBA. On one hand, she's bringing in more viewers than ever before. On the other, she's exposing a big weakness in the league's strategy. What happens when Clark's not playing? The drop in viewership is so steep, it's like watching a car crash in slow motion. The WNBA's got a golden opportunity here, but they're walking a tightrope.
However, I hope Kat Engelbert is ready for disappointment because there's a hell of a lot more of it on the way. They tried to convince us that there are other players in the dump capable of drawing an audience.
Clark's shown that there's a huge appetite for women's basketball when it's marketed right. But if they can't figure out how to keep fans interested in games without her, they're in for a world of hurt. Now you'd think with a player like Clark, the WNBA would be riding high. But hold up, there's a twist. The league's making moves that have fans scratching their heads and players speaking out. What's really going on here? Let's talk about the Rookie of the Year voting. The WNBA decided to keep it anonymous, and boy, did that backfire. Fans are furious, thinking Caitlin Clark got robbed of her moment. It's not just a little drama. We're talking full-on fan rebellion here. People are calling out the league, saying they've messed up big time. But it's not just about awards. The WNBA is struggling to promote its stars, and that's a huge problem. Clark's bringing in millions of viewers, but the league can't seem to figure out how to keep that momentum going. It's like they've got a gold mine and they're using plastic shovels. Here's where things get real. Clark's not just sitting back and staying quiet. She's speaking up about some serious issues in the league. She's calling out racist comments and threats against players, saying nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful, hateful comments and threats. That's big. She's not just a player, she's becoming a voice for change. But here's the thing. While Clark's fighting the good fight, the WNBA seems to be fumbling the ball.
More than likely, the WNBA, they won't see another Caitlin Clark in my lifetime. There were regular season games this season where Caitlin Clark drew more than 1.8 million viewers.
They're not embracing her star power like they should. Fans are noticing, and they're not happy. It's like the league's afraid of its own success or something. This isn't just about Clark, though. It's a sign of a bigger problem. The WNBA's struggling to connect with fans and market its talent. They've got these amazing players, but they're not showing them off right. It's like having a bunch of supercars and keeping them in the garage. Think about it. Clark's presence has turned her team into the hottest ticket in town. But instead of riding that wave, the WNBA's letting it crash. They're not just missing out on Clark, they're missing out on building up other stars too. It's a domino effect, and not in a good way. The league's at a crossroads. They've got this incredible talent pool, passionate fans, and a real chance to grow. But they're stuck in old ways of thinking. It's not just about the game anymore. It's about connecting with fans, building stars, and creating a whole experience. All right, let's talk about the WNBA's future. It's looking rough, right? But here's the kicker. There's a wild card that could flip this whole situation on its head.
Maybe if they had 10 Caitlin Clarks spread throughout the league, maybe it would be watchable then. If you're one of the dozens of fans in the WNBA, it is only going to get worse from here.
What if Caitlin Clark isn't even in the WNBA next season? Imagine the chaos that would cause. Here's the deal. Clark's got options, and they're not all in the States. There's buzz about her potentially jumping ship to play overseas, especially in the EuroLeague. Why? Because over there, players often get more money and more respect. It's like the WNBA's worst nightmare come true. But hold up, it's not game over yet. The WNBA's got a chance to turn this ship around, but they need to make some serious moves. First things first, they've got to start treating their stars like, well, stars. No more of this anonymous voting nonsense that got fans all riled up. They need to embrace the spotlight and put their best players front and center. Let's talk strategy for a second. The WNBA needs to step up its marketing game big time. They've got all these amazing players, but they're not showing them off right. It's like having a Ferrari and keeping it in the garage. They need to get creative, get on social media, and really connect with fans. Show us who these players are off the court. Make us care about them. Now, here's where things get interesting.
403,000. And it's not just the ratings that were in the pooper. Attendance was clogging the drain. Ratings for Game 1 have got to be disappointing for Kat Engelbert and the WNBA front office.
The WNBA can't just rely on Clark or any single player. They need to create an experience that keeps fans hooked, even when the big names aren't playing. Think about it. What if they had more interactive elements during games, or behind-the-scenes content that gives fans a real insider look? They've got to make every game feel like an event. But let's get real for a second. The WNBA's got some deep-rooted issues they need to address. Fans are frustrated and they're speaking out. The league needs to listen and actually do something about it, whether it's improving player conditions, addressing racism and threats, or just being more transparent. They've got to show fans they care. Here's the thing, the WNBA's at a crossroads. They've got this incredible opportunity with players like Clark bringing in new fans. But if they can't figure out how to keep those fans around, they're in big trouble. It's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. All right, let's get real for a second. This WNBA ratings mess? It's not just about Caitlin Clark, it's a wake-up call for the whole league. They've got a superstar who's bringing in millions of viewers, but they can't keep the momentum going. That's crazy! Here's the deal. The WNBA's got to step up their game. They need to promote their stars. All of them. Not just Clark. It's like they've got a goldmine of talent, but they're using plastic shovels to dig it up. That's not gonna cut it anymore.
Game 1 between the Las Vegas Anonymous Faces and the Seattle Shitbirds on ESPN, 461,000 viewers. The most dominant team in the league. They can't draw 500,000 viewers for a playoff game.
So here's the million-dollar question. Will the WNBA finally wake up and start treating their players like the stars they are? Or are they going to keep fumbling the ball and risk fading away? The clock's ticking and the ball's in their court now. What's it going to be, WNBA?